Don't forget the motivation that you started the class with, okay? And hold on as I'm going a little slow, but also I'm going according to the scriptural parts that at this point of the scripture, Master Shantideva decides we better be talking about this raw data, because then otherwise you're going to believe some part of that is self-existent, right? You understood there is no pen from its own side because it's made up of parts, but you probably think, well, you can probably find something in the parts, and we think that about ourselves. And the reason, this connects to divisions of the emptiness of the parts. Well, there's two types of emptiness: the emptiness of you and the emptiness of the parts of you, the heaps, or we're going to summarize them into body and mind. Okay, these are the parts of a person. Generally, you can say you're definitely the physical thing, and you're definitely all the mental things, which you can lump consciousness, you can lump awareness, you can lump emotions, feelings, sensations, all that stuff that is not the physical, you can lump. And mind here, not brain. Okay, you got to divide them. Big mistake that I did for the very mind here ain't brain. Brain is meat. Meat can have electrical signals. Mind ain't those. Yeah, mind is the conception that you have, sensations that you have. This full-fledged thing you call your mind, not your brain. Okay, got to divide them. This takes time, but you can do it. I don't think of mind like I used to as brain when I started. So Master Shantideva is going to go into the kinds of emptiness of a person, and then the parts of a person. Why does he do that? And it's because when you do have that direct contact with this aspect of reality called seeing emptiness directly, you will come out of that experience and realize you've just experienced the emptiness of the person, the emptiness of you. You get to see your own emptiness first. And that's why that movement of mind is so powerful. It shakes your world. It shakes your perception of your world. So the reason he's divided into the emptiness of a person, of the emptiness of the parts of the person, is because experientially that's where you're going to go to. How do you get there? By understanding it conceptually first. Not allowed to eat the food. No. Mom said. So let's go the body, okay? And like in Inception, I think you're going to get the sense of it already, and you're either going to become a scientist, or you're going to give up somewhere in between and get to wisdom. So let's go to the body. What? Some essence of the parts of you that is your body must be there from its own side, right? We think that. You think that there's an arm here. Who doesn't think there's an arm? Right? We have that. So let's find arm. Go down a level. There's the hand part of the arm, and then there's forearm, the other part. Right? Do you agree that there's those parts? We do, right? We really do think that. You're trying to catch what you really think so you can work with it, not what you're supposed to think, okay? Otherwise, if you're just believing what I'm saying because I'm saying it, you have to believe the next idiot with an Australian accent and a beard that tells you something else. Because by logic, you're just believing me just because. You have to see what your experience is and then fight it, work with it, pull it apart, analyze it. So you do believe there's parts to this arm. You can probably peel off the skin, and probably peel off you get the muscles, and you get to bones. You believe that, right? You think that. You think that at the core of the bone there's some marrow, You've seen it if you've got to medical school, or you've seen it on the interweb. So let's go to the parts of the parts of the parts. Let's go all the way down to what in Tibetan is called the indivisible particle that we're finding of this matter. We're saying it's matter. There's got to be something, and in the 90s we called it the atom. We were taught, and we believed it was the atom. Then someone divided atoms. Damn it. Screwed us. It was the quarks now, all of a sudden. What happened to the poor bastards before the 90s who were like, no, there are atoms. Are there not atoms?
Yes.
There are atoms, right? Are there?
But there's more space than atoms.
There's way more space than atoms. And now there's parts of atoms. Quarks and what was the other one? Quarks and?
Neutrinos.
Huh?
Neutrinos.
Neutrinos are particle, but there's something else.
Protons and neutrons.
There's something else. Damn it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is the levels of reality. You can go down, 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 down. And the Tibetans already, like, the Buddhists already been discussing it. At some point, you think you're going to find the thing that makes up Arm. And you've already said it, there's way more space than physical stuff. So let's go to the physical stuff, because it feels physical, it doesn't feel spacey, you know? Let's find that quark. Is there a left side of the quark? Is the quark made up of something? And I looked it up today, I'm like, what do we believe nowadays? And the interweb said that scientists currently believe. They fixed it. In the 90s they didn't say we currently believe. They said we have atoms. Okay? Damn it, we're getting wiser. That's awesome. So, can you find any... Don't freak out, okay? Go with me with the... Are you sitting here in a body? Yeah. Does what I'm saying mean you have no body? No. What does it mean? The emptiness of the parts, the body part that we're talking about, the indivisible particle that we can't find. Every time you go down a layer to arm, to parts of the arm, you've lost arm. You've already lost Hector. You've already lost the person. And once you start breaking down finger in hand, you've lost hand. And once you've gone fingernail, you've lost finger. And once you've gone the particles, you've lost the previous molecules. They disappear. And you keep going down that rabbit hole over and over and over, like a good scientist, and you're going to find nothing. You're going to come up empty each time. Where is the arm? Oh, it's in the parts of the arm. Where is the parts of the arm?
And the parts of the parts.
Where's the parts of the parts of the arm? And where's the parts of the parts of the parts of the arm? You're going to either get exhausted and tired and get wise because you've understood that you will never find it. You come up empty. You come up blank. There ain't no physical raw data for you to call you. Now that's why our teacher didn't teach for years. It freaks people out. This is a part of emptiness you don't teach people. It freaks people out. They think they can do anything. They think I don't exist. I'm going to jump. It's not that. You do exist. Matatma chepa. What's it mean? If you leave it alone, it's there. There's a pen. We're talking about a pen. It just ain't there the way you are forced to experience it as what it is. Which means the fabric of existence is there, just not the way you find it. Let's go find it. Can we find it in the physical part of you? Can I find you in the physical part of you? Tell me now that you understand the logic.
No.
Can I find you in the body?
No.
You understand that, right? Even though you don't feel it fully, maybe you get it. You will never find that. All you're going to find is another layer of the should I do another metaphor? Of the hotel matrix. You're just going to go to the basement.
So we have that, right?
But Dr. Rako, that
that goes back to the thing of like our experience of our world because of our karma, right? That doesn't mean that our experience of this world and this life due to our karma doesn't exist.
Correct, that's just what I said. If
Okay.
are things existing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they exist only in that way?
No.
No.
Can you find the existence of you in the parts of you? We've only discovered analyzed one part, right? We've gone the easy one, the atoms. When Mahatma Chepa, unexaminedly, I've talked about this in the last few examples, this reality we're living in, right, which we think is really reality, but when you begin to break it down, you can't find it. And I say, you can get hurt by a yellow cab that doesn't exist the way you think it does.
Right.
It will hurt the leg that doesn't exist the way you think it does, the one you can't find. It will break that leg. Why will it break that leg? I bet you, even though we just had this discussion, you still think the bumper bar of the Pakistani taxi driver's taxi has some atoms in it that are hard, right? You think that. We learned that. There's some hard, you just said there ain't no hardness, it's mostly space. Space broke your legs, people. Vast space broke your legs, people. That world view don't help you get out of samsara. Does it help you function, get in a cab?
Yes.
Does it help you jump out of the way of a
Yes.
Mahatma cab? Yeah. So don't go crazy, okay? Don't go, oh, things don't exist, I don't exist. Don't do that. It's not the point of this analysis. The point of this analysis is to let you sniff that you are living in a world that has no substance the way you think it does. At least we've just proved the physical substance, right? Your non-self-existent legs can get broken by your non-self-existent taxi bumper. And there ain't no solidity in the taxi bumper's atoms or quarks. Quarks ain't breaking legs. But you think that there are because you learned it. Go deeper. Let's go to, you got that so far? Yeah? Let's go to the mind part of you, which is much more slippery than the physical part of you. By the way, actually, let me just return. Is that an arm?
Yes.
Is it an arm from its own side?
No.
You sure? Give me
Yes.
proof. Why is it not?
It's dependent upon its parts.
It's dependent upon its parts plus, remember, you're not the sum of your parts until, yeah, because you, once you've got these parts together, onto these parts, you project arm, and I project arm, and she projects arm, and we are right for humans. Then doggy projects, or shark projects, yum, food.
So it requires.
Right, on the same parts, right, same parts that you can't find, shark, the part of the projector of the mind of a thing called shark projects food, and I'm getting my belly full. Same things. It ain't coming from this thing. It ain't coming from the physical part. You got that? That's the implication here. And just like animals and humans, you can have a divergent amount of beings. In fact, that's what the realms are in the Wheel of Life. There are more than two ways to look at these parts, and there's more than two ways. In fact, within the human way, there are various ways to look at arm. A blind person, human, can't see arm like you see it, but they have a mental construct of arm. And it's similar. So within the human realm and within the animal realm, a flea is having a very different experience of this data than that shark did. For the flea, it's this massive wall of blood. For the shark, it's just a nice bite. Same data, yeah? So Buddha divided that into 5 realms, but here is the analogy of Hotel California. You can get locked into any one of those perspectives, any one of those rooms, and live in that room and think the view from your window is the only thing people can see from that hotel. There's infinite ways to be lost in samsara. There's infinite rooms in Hotel California. And if you don't get to the core of it, you will be stuck there. You cannot get out until you understand what Master Shantideva is trying to say. It's over here. So you got that, right? For physical matter. Let's go mind. This is slippery. What is the atom equivalent for physical matter, but for mind? What is the indivisible particle or substance of mind? Huh? Right? We're already divergent. Huh? A moment of perception, of consciousness, right? So one single moment of perception, the now, put together one after the other in a stream. Because for time and mind, we say the thing is a stream. Not like, it's easy for a pen because it's here, it stops, it's solid, it's not solid, it's static. Yeah, mind, it's changing. Time, it's changing. So it's a stream. And so for mind, we say a single moment of the perception of now. A collection of those, one before it, one after it, makes this minute of mind. I went through these emotions. You thinking of moment, trust moment after moment after moment, over time thinks you are you, your mind, my thoughts. These are my thoughts, I had them. I remember I had breakfast this morning. I was there for my breakfast. That moment of now, in this moment of now, streaming along time, is me, my thoughts, my mind, my consciousness. From birth, at least in the Western world till now, we think these moments of mind make up our mind. So let's go there. It's slippery. Can you say you are your mind? We disproved that there's any substance to the physical matter that is imputed upon something. The mind part of you. What's in the mind?
Sorry, do you mean like you as in that thing that exists?
Consciousness. What was your name again? Oliver was arguing over there that consciousness exists, right? It exists, like it really does exist. Do you have consciousness? Are you conscious?
Yes.
Some of you aren't. I can see it. Yeah, but that's probably me talking boring. But do we have thoughts? Do you have feelings?
Yeah.
Do you have mental conceptions?
Yeah.
Can you form ideas?
Yeah.
Can you synthesize the sounds that are going in here into big fat elephant on a bike? Did that occur to your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so you're doing that job, right? Who's doing that job? Let's find them in this moment, right? Let's grab a moment, a single particle, like the atomic equivalent. We've sort of jumped. Is it in the whole mind of Hector over all of time that's why Hector became Hector? Let's find Hector now. Let's find your mind right now, this minute. Let's find the indivisible moment of mind that is your mind. If you find it, it's like the atom for physical stuff. Is that what we're trying to do? Can you find that? You said moment in the now, right? A present moment of consciousness. That's the scripturalism, which is awesome. Does that quirk of mind have a substance from its own side? Is that where you reside? Is that where mind resides? Self-existently.
I have the trait that I get stuck in is kind of like the dot that is indivisible, like the minutest black little dot.
Minutest, let's go there.
Right? That is a moment that moves through time. And my mind wants to create that dot to be me. That's what I want to believe.
So you're a dot.
I can't make myself believe it, but it tries to create an image of a dot that travels through the stream, and
all your identity is attached to that dot. Your identity, your sensations, your history, everything is like that, somehow fixed into that dotness.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's nice. It ain't that way, because what does that dot need to have in order for it to be a conception of you? the perceiver forcing the experience. It's just the same as the physical thing.
The dot
There
would be the perceiver.
Right, so self-existently. There is just this one thing, unchanging, creating all these changing experiences.
I don't know if it's free. I don't know exactly how.
Right. So we're going to, let's go to the moment of time where you have the present moment of thought or consciousness. Can you say that's enough to create a string of moments that create your consciousness over time? Can you agree with that? Yeah. Okay. Let's go there. The atomic quark of mind. Can you say that from its own side, without somebody conceiving it as a mind now, is that a mind by itself?
No.
Can it be? No.
No.
Sorry,
Does that? Let's go another question. Does that have parts? Does that
Yeah.
one single, indivisible, finest, minutest dot moment have parts?
Yeah.
What parts?
The beginning of
Oh,
the
cool. Now you just added another part, but I was going the beginning, the middle, and the end. It's at least that moment. You could always say that moment has the beginning, a middle, and an end, and the beginning has the beginning of the beginning, the middle of the beginning, and the end of the beginning, and the beginning of the beginning. You can go there the same, yeah. But then you added not until subject-object, not until something perceives it as a moment of mind, and that is called karma. That impulse, that projection, that force is called karma. You are karma. Karma ain't something you have. There ain't no objective data at whatever level you're looking at, ever. You will never find it physically, you will never find it mentally, because each time you go investigating, you're going to come up to another level and to another level. Each time coming up empty, blank. When do you stop that? In fact, that's a perfect meditation for emptiness. That's a perfect meditation for emptiness. Keep looking for the self-existent arm. Keep looking for the self-existent moment of mind. Keep looking, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. And you'll come out tired or empty. And that's it. There ain't no raw data in the mind or in the body for you the way you thought it was. What is making it so? Karma. These impulses. Where the hell did they come from? And then you've got to study karma. In fact, somebody says to Master Shantideva, now I know all these questions and it's really good, but I want to get through them, right? So no objective reality. Master Shantideva says, don't freak out, Matappachepa. You can use your mind. You can use your body. In fact, it only is your mind and your body because it ain't got a substance from its own side. If it did have a solid substance from its own side, it couldn't be changing. If it didn't have parts, if it wasn't made up of something, it would be static. It couldn't be something that the perceiver projects on it. In fact, it's the only reason you can change. Now, finding out what changes it for good or for bad is another story. So, back to the taxi drive. When the empty bumper bar hit your empty legs and you felt your pain, did that pain come from the hardness of the atoms of that thing?
No.
Could it come from the hardness of the... No. But did you feel pain?
Yeah.
Where did it come from?
Karma.
Where is that karma? Who is that karma? If the bump on your leg felt good, sometimes people get bumps with hardness on their legs from atoms that feels good, sometimes not on their legs. But it's contact. Where did that come from? So we slowed it right down. Who was it that put it in there?
Doctor.
Thank you, doctor. And here is someone's objection to Master Shantideva. So the summary is ain't no raw data. And so somebody argues with Master Shantideva. I'll do this one quick. I know you got to go, and I know it's 10:15, but it's hold on if you can, because a couple of things will happen from this class and these thoughts. Number one, you can't forget it. You will not forget it because it's a truth. It's not something you can leave aside and ration out. If it is, if you can, it ain't truth. Or you've got really shitty karma. Or no, seriously. From personal experience, I can tell you, for 20 years, not once did these ideas leave my mind when I came up against a bump. And I don't mean a taxi bump. Yeah? Because your mind is looking for why the hell did that happen to me? And your mind is going to look for the atom or the mind or whatever. It ain't coming up with an answer. This is the only answer, which is there ain't no answer like that. There ain't no answer like you thought there was an answer. That's the answer. So someone comes up to Master Shantideva because, hold on, you've been teaching this whole book that if we're going to get to enlightenment, you need compassion. And you just told me there ain't no people to have compassion towards because they don't have atoms and they don't have minds. There ain't no people to have compassion to. So your book is stupid. And Master Shantideva, what do you think, Master? So someone debates with Master Shantideva and says, thank you, Master Shantideva, you just proved that there ain't no people. They're empty of having bodies and they're empty of having minds. Therefore, I can't have compassion towards no people, so I can't become a Buddha, like you said I needed to be. What's his answer?
He's not saying that nothing exists.
He's saying, don't be an idiot. I'm not saying nothing exists. I'm saying
Nothing exists the way you
the way you
think
think it is. It's because that there is no people the way you think there are people that you can in fact plant the causes and the karmas to perceive yourself, perceiving them, reaching enlightenment. In fact, you can have 3 kinds of compassion, and then he'll go into 3 kinds of compassion.
So
Really quick.
I know, so if there is no raw data of what actually exists, not in the way that we think it exists.
Keep going.
Hector, like, who's getting enlightened?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Don't let go of that horse. You have to ask the question enough times until you come up with your answer.
And like,
Awareness.
who's getting drugged along?
Who's getting
If I'm a karmic chain of events.
so yeah,
what's
exactly.
getting
Who is
drugged?
this?
Like what?
And Walter had the answer. There's this other thing coming in there, imputing. Does that thing really exist?
No. But I'm experiencing it.
Who's experiencing it? Keep going. Keep looking for you there. Please keep looking in the body and keep looking in the raw data. Keep looking. Please, because that will lead you. Me giving you 3 answers ain't leading you to enlightenment. You asking that question and coming up will give you enlightenment. I will not. In fact, that's Master Shantideva's answer. He's saying, don't be retarded. I didn't say there's no things at all. I said it's precisely because things are not the way that they seem, that they are forced upon you because of what's already in you by what you do, say, and think. That you are forced to experience data as hard. Is there atoms? Of course there's atoms. Is there atoms that provide hardness and break legs from their own side? No, only if you are there to experience that. This worldview, as opposed to the scientific worldview and all other worldviews, includes you in the picture in a way that nothing else does. Which means you can stop taxis running over legs, not create taxis that break legs, because you understand where taxis that break your legs come from. It includes the being that is having the experience. This worldview of looking at the essence of the person and the substance of the person, the parts of the person, and incorporates them as a path, understanding the nature of existence to the most analytical way possible, gives you the tools to actually break out of the Hotel California, get out of the hotel, because there was never a hotel like that in the first place. All the doors were open once you see it. If not, you're stuck in each room, and some of them are suites, and you're happy in there because it's got a bathtub, and the poor bastards in the basement, they smell. But anyway, let's not worry about them until it's your turn. Oh, damn it, I had an idea that there was a suite with a bathtub. Why do I smell like crap? And you have this vague conception, and you're stuck in there forever if you think things exist from their own side. As soon as you put you as an active participant in the experience of existence, but not in the way you think you are, frees you. There is no doors to the hotel. You're open. Leads Master Shantideva to explain 3 types of compassion. People can have compassion. Yeah? So Master Shantideva's answer to that question that I can't have compassion because there's no people, because don't be stupid. The people are there for you to have compassion because there ain't no people the way you think they are. You've proved my point, he says to them. And the 3 types of compassion you can have is, first is the lowest form of compassion, which does not include these worldviews. Like you see a hungry or a poor person or a sad person, and you have this kind of, I wish I can help them. But you don't know why. You're just in the hotel, handing out meals. Okay? The next part of compassion, type of compassion, and there are names in the reading, is the compassion that understands that people are not self-existent, that you understand some level of emptiness, you understand that they have parts to them, at least their mind conceiving of the world in a specific way, so you have some kind of understanding, and based on that you have compassion of people that are doing behaviors in the world that are hurting themselves. Based on people that are poor, and you understand that the source of being poor is stinginess, you begin to think of them with compassion, saying, if I taught them how to give, they could get better. They don't have to suffer poverty. If I taught them to have an impulse, a karma, that wished nothing but to give, they will have their... And so that kind of compassion is active in relation to virtue, but it ain't all. You got half of the hotel that you just fixed, but it's teaching people karma, basically, that kind of compassion. Because you understand cause and effect, you see the cause and effects that people are having to cause their problems, and you teach them that. So it leads you to a good place in your spiritual development, but it ain't leading you totally out of the hotel. What will lead you out of the hotel? And this is called Mikme, which... Do you know the Jetson Kappa mantra? Mikme? Awesome. Which means Mikme is nothing. Nothing it sees, right? Mikme is something. Nothing it sees. It's such a profound state of compassion. Hold on. Yeah. That they created a mantra for Jetson Kappa with this Mikme as the beginning, meaning nothing it sees. Yeah? The kind of compassion, this is Mikme Ki Nyingje, compassion of nothing. Compassion that understands that there ain't no person in the body, that there ain't no person in the mind, that absolutely every experience that this thing you call you is having is nothing but the movement of karma on emptiness. There's nothing there the way you think it is. But is there stuff there? Yeah, you can get run over. Yeah, you can write a pen. In fact, is there stuff there for when a Buddha gets enlightened? Are Buddhas dealing with stuff? Did Gautama Buddha, when he came here, had an experience of being with us, did he use a pen? Yeah, he drew the wheel of life. He drew in the sand. He showed people stuff. Do enlightened beings experience stuff? Yeah. Does their stuff run out?
Enlightened beings?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Of course it does.
Does it run out?
Yes.
Does it cause them suffering? Does it break down?
Well, when they are in samsara, yes. When they're
No,
not in
they're out of
samsara, no.
Do they see themselves in samsara if they're enlightened beings?
No, they're out of the cycle of samsara.
When you are in a Buddha realm, when you are in a state of enlightenment, when you have achieved that goal, you will still be dealing with stuff. But it won't be stuff that's in samsara. For you, it'll be bliss. There ain't no running out of pens the way we think of running out of pens. When there's no need for pen, there's no need for pen. When there is a need for pen, there's a need for pen. But it ain't running out as in, oh my goodness, I'm trying to do something and I don't have what I want. There ain't no karma like that for a being that escaped the hotel. He was never in the hotel. Once he flipped in there, it's like, oh my goodness, there was never a hotel. All these rooms are just paradises. Why? Because where is hotel coming from?
It's on my
If this is true, where is hotel coming from?
car.
Everybody thinking this is my hotel. And once you realize that and planted the courses, because it ain't happen because you wish it. We tried that, yeah? Once you plant the courses, then there ain't no hotel. No Hotel California. Lastly, at the end of a Geshe degree, at this point of the chapter, Master Shantideva says, why is it, what's the proof that samsara will end? What's the proof that you can in fact reach nirvana? And the metaphor he uses is, if you understand wisdom to this depth that you see in the 9th chapter, is like having someone strong standing on 2 legs. Ignorance is like someone with 1 leg, a crippled person with 1 leg. And so you have in your mind, you've been hopping around with 1 leg. Understanding this lets you grow your 2nd leg. Once you have a fight in your mind, a battle between a person with 1 leg and a person with 2 legs, and they punch each other, who's standing?
2-legged person.
So one of the proofs of you're going to get enlightened is that truth, the understanding of the ultimate nature of things, the emptinesses we've been talking about. Sure, we get there's no emptinesses, there's nothing self-existent out here, but when you look deeper, is there something? And deeper, is there something? And once you get there and don't freak out, still understand that matek machepa, you still use things, you can still work with things. In fact, now you understand how they function, you can probably use it better, wiser. Only wisdom remains standing. If there's a face-off between wisdom and a stupid way of looking at your world, you think you're in a hotel, or understanding you were never in a hotel in the first place, if you keep both fighting, only wisdom will win. And in fact, that's what they say at the end of the Geshe degree. They go, yay, and they go, may wisdom prevail, may goodness prevail. And then I'll get to some answers some other time. A couple of things before I close class. For the next 3